I had a few questions regarding the state of the relationship between Frank Catania Jr., Dolores' son, and Louis Ruhelas. If you remember at the reunion, season 11, Dolores confirmed that the kid was working for Louis doing real estate. So Teresa even chimed in and said, he's making a lot of money already. He's killing it, right? So based on what's out there, allegedly, Louis funded a business for Frankie Jr., and he went delinquent on his bills, which caused little Frankie to get evicted from his home, from his office, due to non-payment by Louis. So apparently, little Frankie tried to reach out to Louis to find out what had happened. He did not receive a response, and Louis went MIA. So I wonder how Dolores feels about all of that. I have noticed during the Real Housewives of New Jersey after show, Dolores makes a lot of faces. And sometimes she seems annoyed. Like she's not going as much with the flow. Like I'm not talking about the show, I'm talking about the after show. So Dolores is making a lot of faces. I'm not sure what her nonverbal means, but there might be something out, like something for production to explore for the next season. So, which leads me again to Dina Canton. Remember last week's episode, we talked about Dina and how she may be holding the key to that whole situation? Well, it seems like I was right. Because Joe Gorga finally confirmed on the show that Dina and Teresa had a falling out due to a business deal gone wrong between the men, i.e. Louis Ruhelas and David Canton. So we still don't have any details as to what the deal was between the men. And to be honest, I really hope that Dina eventually comes out to give us details as to what happened, right? Not come out in 10 years or 20 years from now or even 5 years, but in the in the next few weeks or before the reunion, because I heard they're filming next week. So I'm not necessarily going to hold my breath on that one, though, because Dina, she seems to be in a very good place. She's in a drama-free space. She does all of her, Dina does, and, basically manifesting all of the positivity out there on her social media. So I'm not really expecting for her to do that, although I would like for her to come out and tell us what is going on, right? But she also posted something a little bit cryptic on her social media on Tuesday, shortly after the episode had aired. She posted something like, if you're willing to look at another person's behavior towards you as a reflection of the state of their relationship with themselves, rather than a statement about your value as a person, then you will, over a period of time, cease to react at all. Okay, so if you're willing to look at another person's behavior towards you as a reflection of the state of their relationship with themselves, rather than a statement about your value as a person, then you will, over a period of time, cease to react at all. That's what the quote said on her social media shortly after the episode had aired. So I'm not sure if this has anything to do with Teresa, but I really wish she would come out like Dina and talk about their real issues instead of doing all of that. I'm not mad at her, right? She's not on the show. She used to be on the show, so therefore we will forever have questions when something happens. But I would really appreciate if people would just come on and speak their mind. Like when I say come on, not come on the show or I don't want him to come and talk to me necessarily. I'm just saying, just say what happened so we can just, put a pin in it and move forward so we know what the real story is, as opposed to walking on eggshells. That's one of the reasons why I'm not mad at Melissa this season. because finally she speaks like more of her mind. She's a little bit more blunt this season, as opposed to just walking on eggshells like in previous seasons, right? Because now Melissa and Joe, they see that the relationship is not going to be the same. They don't feel like they have to continue to protect the queen, right? So I find that Teresa gets away with a lot of bad behavior sometimes, and I'm not sure if it makes a great show anymore. And what I'm talking about, I'm not talking about Teresa not being good TV. Teresa is great TV. However, all of these alliances and protecting each other and not tell each other, like, you know, how you feel, the truth, just because you're like, oh my gosh, like I'm worried for my seat next season, so therefore I'm gonna agree with this person because I want to come back next season. I'm not sure that makes a really good show, because they're not being authentic with themselves, right? They're not being. Sometimes you could clearly see it in their faces. You're like, this person does not agree. This person does not agree with what Teresa just said or what Teresa just did, but they agree. They go along with it. Same thing with Margaret, right? It's like they seem to have too much pull on each other. So I don't think that makes a great show. So first of all, I don't even think that Dolores and Teresa are as close as it is portrayed on the show. Or, you know, they're always saying on the show, oh, we are so close. I think they have known each other for a long time, and that they might have been close at some point in time. But, you know, even out of Teresa's mouth, Dolores and Dina used to be the closest ones, right? Because they were older and they hung out together more. That statement was said by Teresa on her podcast, Namaste Bitches. She said that at some point, right? So I don't know if you recall the season that Siggy was on. Kim D joined the reunion and said that Dolores' relationship with Teresa was shaky. So Teresa reacted and she said, "You're going to let her say this about our friendship?" Which prompted Dolores to say to Kim, No, Kim, that's not true. Teresa and I are friends. So, you know, let's not forget. I just want to say, let's not forget that Dolores and Kim, because Kim is not on the show anymore, right? So I'm not even sure if anyone knows this. But Kim and Dolores are they're still, till this day, very good friends. Okay? They speak on the phone often. They see each other. Like, Kim only has good things to say about Dolores and vice versa. And you see it on their social media accounts as well, right? There's a lot of love there. So I think that Kim, in that instance, she knew something, and she was not lying when she said that. I don't think, like, whether you like her or not, I happen to like Kim, and missed her on the show. I miss her on the show a lot. I think she was great TV, but I do believe that when Kim said that relationship between you and Dolores is shaky, I think Kim was telling the truth there, right? Because Patterson Dolores, or the vision of what Patterson Dolores should be, I don't think that Patterson Dolores would be as happy to be part of a wedding that she was not even considered to be a part of from the start. You know, if Teresa only had her girls as a bridesmaid, then maybe. Or her sister-in-laws, like all of them, right? Melissa included. So then, yes, I understand. Like, I would understand that Patterson Dolores would not be mad. But the fact that Teresa had Dina and other girlfriends and not Dolores at first, right? And Dolores is supposedly part of the family, like, for 25 years. To me, that was very telling. Like, I don't really care that Dolores and Dina are not friends, that they can't stand each other. You know, you can see that they throw a little bit of shade here and there. I never speak about Dina Manzo or Dina Canton, and Dina never says Dolores' name either. But what I'm saying is, when you're getting married, this is not about the friends, it's about the bride, right? So when like Teresa could be seen as, oh, she knows Dina and she's loyal to Dina, and because of everything that has transpired between the two, she's gonna pick Dina over Dolores. But the thing is, if Teresa says that she is equally a friend to Dolores, why wouldn't she invite her to her engagement party? Why wouldn't she invite her to be a bridesmaid from the get-go? Like, Teresa should have been able to tell Dina, I love you, but it's my day. You're my girl and you're my kid's godmother, but I love Dolores as well, and I want to ask her to be part of my wedding. Like, can we make it work? It's only one day, right? You should be able to do that as the bride, and your bridesmaid are supposed to accommodate you. It's supposed to be about you, right? So the fact that I don't know how hard Teresa went for Dolores in that instance, right? So it only seems like Teresa had this epiphany to invite, or meditation session to invite Dolores to join the wedding party once Dina was no longer going to be a bridesmaid, right? So I'm glad Melissa called that out, because it's true. It's true. Melissa was at the engagement party. She was sitting at a different table. Dolores was not even there. And if you recall, Teresa said, we have never double dated. Like, we have not double dated. That's why you don't come to my party. Bullshit. You didn't come to the party because Dina cannot stand your ass, and therefore my loyalty is to her. So you can kick rocks. That's basically what Teresa said, okay, to Dolores. So Dolores says, I don't care. When Melissa brings that up to her, she's like, you were not even at her engagement party. Dolores says, oh, I really don't care about that, right? I'm not mad about that. And you know what? I think Dolores, she really doesn't care. Because Dolores, in my opinion, is also benefiting in that situation as well. Like, if you think about it, who wants to really miss out on the biggest event of the year? Dolores doesn't want to miss out on that. Neither does Jennifer. That's why they say, yes. Oh, yes, it's okay. Someone said sloppy second. It's true. They're so excited to be part of the wedding. They don't even care. The new Dolores is completely unbothered by how Teresa does things. Patterson Dolores would have cared. But I really believe that fame changes you to the point that disrespectful actions don't even matter anymore as much as the publicity. Dolores even said at the Fuda's barbecue party last week that her mother only got invited to the wedding the night of the Hawaiian party. How do you forget Valerie? They can't be that close.